Welcome to Dr. P.C. Verma Economist YouTube class. In this class, we discuss topics related to UPSC, BPSC, IES, Reserve Bank of India, Officers Grade Examination, SBI, PO examinations and interview, and Bihar Public Service Commission, BPSC, Bihar State Financial Service Examinations. Where there is economics, we cover all these topics. In different state civil services, economics optional is being discussed here in this class. Today, we are discussing modern theory of exchange rate determination. We all know that we are at graduation level, we have read purchasing power parity theory, exchange rate determination, balance of payment theory of exchange rate determination, and very popular purchasing power parity theory is very popular theory of exchange determination. But nowadays there is a diversion because international trade, foreign trade, nowadays there is open economy, and therefore foreign trade is most important nowadays. So there is a theory like covered interest rate parity theory, uncovered interest parity theory, interest rate parity theory. All these are the different so today we are discussing uncovered interest rate parity theory of exchange determination. Uncovered interest rate parity theory states that the expected appreciation or depreciation, of a particular currency is nullified by lower or higher interest. In the given example of covered interest rate, the other method of Yahoo interest income, Yahoo company can implement is to invest the money in dollar and change it into euro at the time of payment after 1 month. This method is known as uncovered, as the risk of exchange fluctuation is imminent in such transaction. So, covered interest rate and uncovered interest rate, these are the two theories are in practice. Contemporary empirical analysts confirm that the uncovered interest rate parity theory prevalent. However, the violations are not as huge as previously contemplated. The violations are in the currency domain rather than being time horizon dependent. In contrast, the covered interest rate parity is an accepted theory in recent time among the OECD economies, mainly for short-term investment. The apparent deviations incurred in such models are actually credited to the transaction cost. Implication of interest rate parity theory. The interest parity theory holds then it can negate the possibility of arbitrage. It means that even if investors invest in domestic or foreign currency, the rate of return will be same as if the investor had originally invested in domestic currency. When domestic interest rate is below foreign interest rates, the foreign currency must trade at a forward discount. This is applicable for prevention of foreign exchange arbitrage. If a foreign currency does not have a forward discount, or when the forward discount is not large enough to offset the interest rate advantage, arbitrage opportunity is available for the domestic investors. So, domestic investors can sometimes benefit from foreign investment. When domestic rates exceeds foreign interest rates, the foreign currency must trade at a forward premium. This is again to offset prevention of domestic currency arbitrage. When the foreign currency does not have a forward premium, or when the forward premium is not large enough to nullify the domestic currency advantage, an arbitrage opportunity will be available for the foreign investors. So foreign investors can gain profit by investing in domestic market. So nowadays, covered interest rate and uncovered interest rate theory are very much talked about. We have earlier discussed covered interest rate parity, and previously in one lecture I have discussed about the interest rate parity theory in general. Today I am discussing uncovered interest rate parity theory of exchange rate admission. Thereafter, I will compare with covered interest rate parity theory with uncovered interest parity theory, and then we analyze the importance of interest rate parity theory in general. Uncovered interest rate theory says that the expected the expected appreciation the expected appreciation the expected appreciation or depreciation of a particular of a particular currency is nullified by lower or higher interest. Uncovered interest rate theory says that the expected appreciation or depreciation of a particular currency is nullified by lower or higher interest. This this method this method is known. This method is known as uncovered as the risk of exchange as the risk of exchange rate fluctuation is imminent is imminent in such transaction in such transaction. So what we find out that uncovered interest rate theory says that the expected appreciation or depreciation of a particular currency is nullified by lower or higher interest. This method is known as uncovered, as the risk of exchange rate fluctuation is imminent in such transactions. ये जो है इसको देखो इंडिया में कब आया और कितना डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ, वो इसमें देखो वो कवर्ड इंटरेस्ट रेट कवर्ड interest rate and and uncovered covered interest interest rate comparison. Contemporary contemporary empirical analyst analyst confirm that the uncovered interest rate parity, the uncovered interest rate parity interest rate parity theory is not prevalent, is not prevalent. However, the violations violations are not are not as huge as previously contemplated. Con contemplated. The violations are violations are in the currency. Violations are in the currency domain rather than rather than rather than being rather than being time horizon dependent, being time being time horizon dependent. In contrast, in contrast, the covered interest, the covered interest, co- covered interest rate parity covered in contrast the covered interest rate, covered interest rate interest rate parity is an accepted theory. Accepted theory in recent times. Amongst the OECD economies. mainly for short-term investment, mainly for short-term investment. The apparent deviation, the apparent deviation, apparent deviations incurred in apparent deviations incurred in such models are actually are actually credited to the transaction cost. Transaction cost. Implication of interest rate parity. If interest rate parity theory holds, then it can negate the possibility of arbitrage. It means that it means that even if even if investors invest invest in domestic in domestic or foreign currency. Foreign domestic or foreign currency. The rate of returns ROR will be the same. Will be the same as if the investor as if the investor had originally invested in the domestic currency, invested in the domestic currency. It means that even if investors invest in domestic or foreign currency, the rate of return will be the same as the investors had originally invested in the domestic currency. When domestic interest rate, when domestic interest rate is below below when domestic interest rate is below foreign interest rate, foreign interest, foreign interest rates. The foreign currency the foreign currency must trade at a forward discount, at a forward forward discount. This is applicable this is this is applicable for prevention of foreign currency RB arbitrage. If a foreign currency does not have does not have does not have a forward does not have a forward discount or when the forward or when the forward discount is not large enough to offset the interest rate advantage. Rate advantage. Offset the interest rate advantage. Arbitrage opportunity arbitrage opportunity is available for the domestic investor. Domestic investor, for the domestic investors. So domestic investors, so domestic so domestic investors can sometimes can sometimes benefit from foreign investment, from foreign investment. When domestic rates exceeds when domestic rates exceed foreign interest, foreign interest rates. The foreign currency the foreign currency must the foreign currency must trade at a forward premium. This is again to offset to offset prevention to offset prevention of domestic country domestic country arbitrage arbitrage country arbitrage. When the foreign currency does not have does not have uh, does not have a forward premium or when the forward premium is not large enough, is not large enough. to nullify the domestic country advantage, domestic country advantage, and arbitrage arbitrage opportunity or opportunity arbitrage opportunity will be available for the foreign investors. So the foreign investors, so the foreign investors can gain profit, by investing, by investing in the domestic market, in the domestic market. Thus, after discussing this covered interest rate parity as well as uncovered interest rate parity, we are now examining the implications of interest rate parity theory in as a important theory of exchange rate determination in open economy. If interest rate parity theory holds, then it can negate the possibility of arbitrage. It means that even if the investors invest in domestic or foreign currency, the rate of return rate of investment will be the same if the investors had originally invested in domestic currency. When domestic interest rate is below foreign interest rates, the foreign currency must trade at a forward discount. This application for prevention of foreign exchange currency arbitrage. This is applicable for prevention of foreign currency arbitrage. If a foreign currency does not have a forward discount, or when the forward discount is not large enough to offset the interest rate advantage, arbitrage opportunity is available for the domestic investors. So domestic investors can sometimes benefit from foreign investment. When domestic rates exceeds foreign interest rates, the foreign currency must trade at a forward premium. This is again to offset prevention of domestic currency arbitrage. When the foreign currency does not have a forward premium, or when the forward premium is not large enough to nullify the domestic currency advantage, an arbitrage opportunity will be available for the foreign investors. So the foreign investors can gain profit by investing in domestic market. So we have discussed covered interest rate parity theory, uncovered interest rate parity theory, and by comparing these two, we can establish now the interest rate parity theory as modern theory of exchange rate determination in the open economy. Thank you for watching this video. Like it, share it, and subscribe it. Thank you for watching this video, and at the same time, I suggest you to share it to one or two friends, not more friends. One or two friends are necessary in order to have a discussion, interactions on the issue you have read. I am Professor of Economics. My channel is Dr. P.C. Verma Economics YouTube channel, in which you can find out many topics which are related to UPSC, IES, IAS, Reserve Bank of India Service, NABARD Service, State Bank India PO, and Bihar Public Service Commission, BPSC, especially Bihar State Final Civil Services. So visit this channel. Every day there is a edition of one or two topics related to economics, particularly for job-oriented examinations.